Hello and welcome back to COX News. I'm your host, Thomas Park, and today we'll be investigating the recent boom in invasive species happening in the Great Lakes area. For the past week, the city of Cleveland has seen an incredible increase in the amount of biopollution and has reached record highs, damaging the city, environment, and its inhabitants. Humans continue to bring invasive species into different places, unaware of the potential damage that they could cause. Not only that, plants that we have genetically engineered to produce higher quality crops have produced super weeds, which are resistant to herbicides. Here we have several experts on this developing situation.
I am a biotechnologist working on genetically modifying crop seeds to make them more resistant to disease and produce more. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 94% of soybeans and 89% of corn plants grown in the United States are herbicide resistant. However, this may also pose a problem. Crops genetically engineered to be resistant to herbicides like glyphosate can cross-pollinate with weeds similar to themselves to produce super weeds, which inherit their resistance to herbicides. In addition to this, overuse of glyphosate may allow weeds to evolve by becoming resistant and passing on their traits to the next generation. As a result, these super weeds can continue to grow. Since the introduction of glyphosate-resistant crops, about 38 weed species worldwide have been identified that have identified resistance to glyphosate. This poses a problem to farmers that use glyphosate, often known by the product name Roundup. As just spraying a field with an herbicide to remove all weeds may not be possible anymore.
Hi, I'm a farmer. About a decade ago, I started planting these genetically modified corn plants so that I could use herbicides on the weeds. Now I have weeds growing in my fields that are resistant to the herbicides I use. Now it is much harder to get rid of the weeds, and therefore it requires much more work to produce crops.
Hi, I am an ecologist at MIT. Invasive species have been known to have very negative impacts on humans. According to the National Wildlife Federation, approximately 42% of its threatened or endangered species are at risk due to invasive species. When an invasive species moves into a new environment, it has no natural predators, and its population will be able to grow very quickly. This causes it to outcompete native species which have predators. According to a study published in the Ecological Economics, invasive species in the United States cause major environmental damages, and losses added up to $100 billion a year. For example, zebra mussels in the Great Lakes from native fish populations, ruin beaches, and attaches to boats. Also, it causes water intake pipes and other structures, damaging the Great Lakes economy billions of dollars a year in damage. They devastate native species by stripping the food web of plankton, which has a cascading effect on the ecosystem. Lack of food has caused populations of alewives, salmon, whitefish, and native mussel species to plummet. Asian carp, introduced by the aquaculture industry, are voracious eaters, and they threaten commercial fisheries.
As a citizen, I can definitely see the effects this issue has upon my community. My good friend Jeffrey has a thriving business, a seafood restaurant, and he catches all his food locally in the lake. But because of the recent influx of invasive species, it's been very tough on him and his business. This issue affects virtually everyone, however, not just my friend Jeffrey. Our taxpayer money is going towards fixing these invasive species and not towards other public projects such as public parks and public areas. These species are very difficult to deal with and are ruining our city.
Wow, that sounds like a big problem. We need to work on these problems in order to protect species threatened by invasive species and prevent crops that could potentially damage our ecosystem from spreading. If you want to help the people that are suffering, donate now to coxnews.com. This is definitely not a scam, so donate now to help these people. I'm Thomas Park, and this was COX News.